Okay, so we're gonna get started on our tools that are available to us. We talked about we're in the middle of rechartering. Hopefully, everybody is working right along on their rechartering. Um, and the new tool is great. Makes it a lot easier than it did in the past. And we talked about how some of the information on the My Dot Scouting tools can help us out in key three delegates and some of the tools that are there for us. So we're going to be looking at those. So I'm going to start right off here with a screen share. Um, and that's how we're pretty much going to be going from here on out. So let me bring that up. Okay, the first thing is as we're looking at our thing, this is our council calendar. This is one of the things that I did want to get in and kind of missed it in the beginning there. I'm just bringing up my list of stuff here too. Is on our council calendar, it is as best as we have right now, fully up to date. So when you go to the council website, um, right here at the top, you have the calendar. And if someone could just show me a text saying that, yes, they're seeing this, I would appreciate that. So on the calendar, you'll see that it has all kinds of information right in here. So you can change thanks, Patty. So you can change the month and it'll cycle through. And it's just the way my screen resolution is why I only see so much at a time. Um, excuse me. I'm going to go back to November. So in here, if you find an event like Council Roundtable, a lot of you are already familiar with this. But in here, I always try to keep the description. Here's the link for the Zoom, when it, where, online class, whatever it may be. Scouting for food that's coming up. As a reminder that bags out, we can see bags in, right? All kinds of good information in there. Later in the month, we've got offices being closed. Now, a couple things that you can do with this, and how you do it is what you do. Is you can have it show as a grid, just a month at a time list. But here's really the main thing I want to show you is there's filters. So if I only wanted to see things that are listed as council or Indian waters, I could click on apply that and apply filter and it'll only show that. If I'm looking for only certain activities, I want advancement, I want things that are only for scouting, and I only want OA activities, merit badge stuff. You can apply all these filters and they will apply on there. If you want things that are only going to be at certain locations, you could do that. And then counties, because we do put addresses in on our events as we're doing them. So I'm going to just clear filters to clean that off. But the other thing that you can do is some people like to have that printed calendar. And right up here on print, it'll ask you how many months to print, include meetings and notices. So meetings, we can clear this one out, is something like this, where there's not a registration event. So when we set up, like, say, a polar bear, something like that, that's an event registration. Everybody in here, for the most part, is familiar with how we register. But then the meeting is, OA has meetings, training committee, advancement committee. Some of these things are just tagged as meetings. So if you didn't want that to show up because you may not be interested when the meetings are when you're using it to plan your calendar, that's fine. The other thing you can do, if you choose to, is there's this thing called subscribe. So me, like many of you, I'm sure, have a digital calendar, whether you're using your Google Calendar, Outlook Calendar, Yahoo Calendar, whatever it may be, and you can actually subscribe, and it has a whole listing down here of what it is. And what you would do is scroll. Whoop, I lost it. It goes quickly. Is this right up here tells you open up your Google Calendar, go to other calendars, and then add that URL in there for add a calendar. And next thing you know, anything on the council calendar, or if you created a filtered calendar. So let's say you only care about things going on in Thunderbird District. You can have that filter just go to, let's say, Thunderbird and council. You could have the filter just do that and it'll change this link a little bit. So you'll only see those things. You only subscribe to that. So kind of a filtered calendar. So entirely up to you, but there's multiple ways now you can get your calendar. So that's just my basics on the calendar. You know, just want to make sure everybody has it and is on board.